Welcome to Receiving Super User Training. Objectives for this training is to go through the receiving process of outright orders with sub-inventory, repair orders with sub-inventory, exchange orders, creating historical task, errors and issues seen, work package details, and scrap at vendor. Now let's take a look at the receiving clerk to-do list. Each column header can be clicked on to sort except for the special handling column. In the upper right-hand corner, you can sort by page number. I also wanted to point out the priority on the receiving clerk's to-do list, the priority types of AOG, critical, expedite, and normal, which this column can be sorted also. You will only see shipments that are coming to your base on your inbound shipments list. If you cannot locate a purchase order on your list, you can do a barcode search. Please be careful when you do this though, because if the PO is intended to go to another base, the system will allow you to receive it in at that base. In other words, if it's meant for CAC but arrives in Dayton, unless the routing is changed, it will receive in the PO and place the part in CAC. Your to-do list also shows POs that are out for repair. You click on the Out for Repair tab and then Show at Vendor, and it will show you all your repair orders that are out. Each column header can be clicked on to sort except for the warranty column. Once again, you can search by the page in the upper right corner. You can also search by part type. If you click on the part type drop-down, it'll give you a list of different types of parts that you can search for. Now let's take a look at outright purchase orders. Work instruction to be used is 001. This is what the screen will look like when you receive in an outright purchase order. As always, against any PO or repair order or exchange order, the first thing that you should do is check the CL Plus card list to see if the part number requires any special instruction. The next thing that you will do is verify and correct the part number if needed in the OEM part number column. The drop-down will list any alternate parts that can be used in place of what was ordered. Please verify that the part number that you are entering in the system matches the part number that is on the part and that is on the 8130. The next thing to do is to enter the quantity. Please once again verify that you are entering the correct quantity. Do not assume the quantity that they sent us is the quantity that we ordered. Next is quarantine. If there's something wrong with the part or paperwork, you would put a check mark in this column. A screen would appear and you would hit one of the drop downs, and then you would put in a note of what was needing. For example, on this one, I said APW, which is awaiting paperwork, and the note was that it needs the paperwork. Next, you will enter the receiving condition and if you have any, or if you receive the docs for the shipment. Next, you would enter the manufacture date. It is very important that the correct manufacture date is entered. If this is a part that you're receiving that has a task that is tracked from the manufacture date, if it is incorrectly entered, the task will show the incorrect due date and could cause us to potentially overrun the part. Also, there's a project that we've been working on of having to go in and enter manufacture dates for the items that were received in that dates did not get entered. These are even against batch numbers. So please make sure you are entering in the correct manufacturer date. If something happens that the part or the paperwork does not have the manufacturer date on it, use the date that is on the 8130. This is what your screen should look like after you enter in all the information. This is what your screen would look like after you finish receiving in an outright purchase order. This inventory item now should appear on your To Be Shelf tab. The current location is Savannah Dock, but the system will automatically create a transfer going to the proper bin location. The system can be set up and was set up at one time to automatically put away stock in the system, but as people were receiving in POs to the wrong base, it was putting those away as the base actually had the part when they did not. The company elected to turn that automatic put away off, and that is the reason you need to go to the To Be Shelf tab to put away the part. Next, we're going to take a look at receiving outright purchase orders with sub-inventory. This would be on Stores Work Instruction 003. I have entered in the information on the receiving page. I've entered in the OEM part number. The serial number, I let the system go ahead and assign a serial number to it since this was just a demonstration. Quantity 1 of 1. You see that special handling column there has the red siren underneath it. You can click on that and it will show you what the special handling, if any. It shows that it's going to be routed to inspection once we get everything done with it. The receiving condition is repaired since this is purchased from Envoy. I did receive documentation with it, and I did enter in the manufacturer date. Now we need to edit the sub-inventory on this item. You would do that by hitting the Edit Inventory button, and it would bring up the Edit Inventory screen. You can either hit Next, or you can hit Step 2, which is Edit Subcomponent Details. Here you would update your serial numbers for the subcomponents or children. I have went in and changed the first 2 serial numbers, leaving the last one as XXX, as we will be detaching that here a little bit later. I have entered in the correct manufacturer date, and the receive date is already populated. Once you update your serial numbers, you will hit Apply, Authenticate, and then hit Next to move to the Edit Inventory Usage page. Now we are going to edit the inventory usage. Starting with the parent, we will add the times and cycles in the red box under the highest usage. Put a check mark next to the Apply deltas to some components, and it will update times as you see below. It is important that you put zeros in the TSI boxes, which stands for time since install. When you do that, it automatically updates all the times for the individual components, and it will end up looking like this. You will hit Apply and Finish to go to the next step. Now we're going to take a look at detaching the serial number that I left at XXX. For this purpose, we are going to say that the HSTA position sensor, serial number 1686, which is archived in our system, is installed on the parent that we received from Envoy. Since this is archived, you will need to click on the hyperlink of the serial number and hit Unarchive. You will unarchive that in serviceable condition, because if you do not it will not be inspected when they inspect the whole HSTA. Once again, unarchive it in serviceable condition. For the unit that you are going to detach, you should obtain the barcode for it. It will need to be archived once you detach it from the parent. You will hit the radio button next to the unit that you are wanting to detach, and then hit the Detach Inventory button. Now we are going to attach serial number 1686 to the parent. You're going to hit the radio button next to the black square. You're going to hit Attach Inventory. The system will then automatically go out and look for any part numbers that would go in that slot that is available to be installed, that is at your base. In this case, it finds the serial number 1686. You hit the radio button next to the part name that you want to install, and then hit Assign Inventory. This will then attach it to the parent. As you can see here, serial number 1686 is now installed on the parent, and you would have to go in and edit that serial number as we did before with time updates or any kind of task that would need to be updated. Now we are going to take a look at creating historical tasks. Work Instruction Stores 066 will be used when creating historical tasks. Still using the HSTA that we just received in, we are going to say that this task, the lubrication of the HSTA gearbox, was completed right before they sent the unit to us. So currently the task is showing due at 7,500 hours. It reoccurs every 10,000 hours. And the reason it's showing 7,500 hours is because time since new is at 2,500 hours. So we need to take credit for the lubrication of the HSTA gearbox before it was sent to us. You will go back to the inventory details screen for the parent. You'll click on Historical, you'll click on Task, and then you'll click on the button that says Create Historical Task. So once you hit that Create Historical Task button, this screen will appear that says Select Component because this is a parent-child. You will hit the radio button for the parent. Once you hit that radio button, this screen will appear that says Task Selection. You will go and you will remove the check mark that says Only on Condition Tasks, and you'll hit OK. After that, this screen appears that says Task Selection for the whole parent. We will go in and we will locate the task that we want to be updated, which is this task that I have highlighted in green. Once you do that, you will hit OK. This will take you to the Create Historical Task page, and it pulls up the current information that is on the parent. In this case, it's pulling up that this unit has time since due of 2,500 hours, 2,000 cycles, and it will pull up the current date that you are working on the unit. In this case, I have said that we have had this task that was completed on February 3rd. I will change it here. You hit OK. And now here is the historical task that it appears on the inventory details page, showing you that the task was completed on February 3rd, 2022. Now the only thing is it will not update the current task in the that's attached to the parent. This is still showing that it's due in 7,500 hours, where it should be showing that it's due in 10,000 hours. So you will use work instruction 051, which is edit deadline start value. You will hit the edit deadline start value button, and it will pull it up, and it will show that currently the usage parameter is in hours, and it's scheduled from birth. This was showing 0 when I first pulled it up. I changed it to 2,500 hours because that is what the unit currently has on it, and we know that it was done right before it was sent to us. I did that, I hit OK, and now it is showing that the unit was updated and it is due in 10,000 hours. Next, we are going to take a look at receiving repair orders. The work instruction that will be used on this is -002. This is what the receiving screen will look like when receiving in a repair order. As you can see, the OEM part number is already filled in for you, and you cannot change that part number. If you get to the serial number and verify that it is a different serial number than what we sent out, you need to stop what you're doing and contact the CRA group to have this repair order converted to an exchange order. The next thing you're going to do is select the correct receiving condition. If the unit was overhauled or repaired, if it was inspected or modified, please select the correct receiving condition. And as you can see there's a spot for you to click if you receive the documentation. And the manufacturer date is already populated into this since the unit has been in our system already. Once you get all the information filled out on the receiving screen, you're going to hit OK. Once you hit OK, this is what your receiving screen will look like. Next, you'll want to click on the serial number hyperlink. This is the inventory details screen for the serial number that you received in. You are going to want to click on the Open tab and then on the Open Work Package tab. You will want to verify that the work package that you're seeing is showing in work. It will not allow you to close the work package if it is not in work. Next, you will want to click on the work package ID number. Then you will click on the Assigned Task tab. These are the assigned tasks against the work package. We need to verify that all the tasks that were asked to be done, that they were completed. If not, get with the CRA group and quarantine the part, and do not do anything with it until the work package gets updated. I want to stress that we do not clear an overhaul task if the overhaul has not been completed. If we would clear this overhaul task and it was not done, then we run risk of overrunning the times or the cycles on the unit. Also, if something was done and not part of the work package, contact the CRA group and quarantine until the work package gets updated. For an example, if an overhaul was completed or a mod was done to the part without being part of the work package, remember you could not change the part number on the receiving screen, so if the part number is changed, there should be a mod task that would automatically update the unit. You'll click on each work scope to close the work package. Once again, if a task cannot be verified that it was completed, do not close it. Quarantine and contact the CRA group. When you hit your work scope, it will bring up the task detail page. Now underneath the labor row, you may only see the finish button, but if you see the start button, you will click the start button and then you will authenticate, and then you'll hit the finish button and then authenticate again. Then you'll get the work capture screen. You'll enter in a reference, enter in action, Put as much information as you can in the action box. Then you will hit OK. This is what your task detail screen will look like after you've hit OK. As you can see now, the labor row says complete. Once you've completed each line of the work scope, you will get either a light orange or a dark yellow line across the top of the work package that says work package is now ready to be completed, and you will hit the complete work package button. That will take you to the preview release page, and on this page you will click the next button. You then will get the complete work package screen. On this screen you will update the actual end date, which is the date that is on the 8130. You can also update your receive condition if need be. You will enter in a release number, which is a tracking number off of the 8130. And then you're going to put as much release remarks in as possible. Put remarks in off of the 8130 or teardown of what was done to the unit, so we have a good tracking of the work scope of the unit at the vendor. You will then hit the sign button. If you receive this message, it is okay to click yes and proceed. This will take you back to the complete work package screen. As you can see on the sign-off requirement, it now says complete and the name of the person who completed it. The work package detail screen should then have a green bar that goes across it that says work package closed. I wanted to show you the inventory details of the open task now against this unit. As you can see that the overhaul, because it was part of the work package and was completed at the vendor, it has reset the times showing that it is due in 20,000 cycles. And then the other task that was a part of the work package has been reset to 16,000 cycles. Next we are going to take a look at receiving in repair orders with sub-inventory. Work instruction 074 will be used for this. As always, you should check the CL Plus card before receiving in any item on any PO. I wanted to show a copy of this part number that we're going to be receiving in. It shows the restoration that is due at 20,000 cycles, and it tells you to ensure that the TSN and CSN for the side stay are correct using the 8130. Also, it tells you to ensure that all children are installed and the TSN and CSN for the children are correct using the 8130. I'm not going to walk through the receiving process since we've already done that against a repair order, but I wanted to show you the open work packages on this unit. As you can see, there's numerous work packages that are open. Majority of these are due to the children that's attached to the unit. We are only concerned with the work package or work packages that are showing in work, and there's only one of those at this time. It is okay to have active work packages that are open against a inventory item. After receiving an assembly that has subcomponents attached to it, one of the first things that you should do is print an assembly bill of material. Here's a copy of the assembly bill of material for the unit that we just received in. You would run one of these no matter whether it was on a repair order or an outright purchase order. Parent assembly must be sent to the shop to have the serial numbers of the children verified. Verification must be done by an aircraft technician. Have the CRA group assign a work package to have the children verified in the shop. The aircraft technician will close the work package verifying this was completed. We must be able to show that the verification was done. Now let's look at a couple different scenarios where the sub-inventory got replaced at the vendor during overhaul. I've highlighted in green the first item that we are going to replace. You will select that unit by hitting the radio button next to it, and then you also hit Detach Inventory. The Detach Inventory screen will appear. and you will need to put as much information in the note as possible. Also, you will want to have the barcode for the unit that is being replaced because you will need to archive that. Any sub-inventory that is removed off of an assembly comes off in serviceable condition. This is a unit that got replaced at the vendor. You will now need to archive it. Hit the Archive Inventory button underneath the inventory details for the unit that was replaced. The Archive Inventory screen will appear. The charge to account will be a ADJ QTY. You can select one of the reasons on the drop-down. And once again, please enter as much information as possible in the notes. Once you've done that, hit OK. You will want to perform an inventory search for the part number and serial number that was installed on the parent at the vendor. In this case, we're going to use part number 49327-1 and the serial number US0040, which had been in our system before. You will now hit the radio button next to the blank spot that needs the child attached, and you'll hit Attach Inventory. The system will go out and search now to see if there's any stock available under that part number that can be installed on the unit. The system will perform an inventory search, and in this case it did find the US0040 that is available to be installed on the parent. You will want to hit the radio button next to the item to be installed, and then you'll want to hit Assign Inventory. And here is the screen showing that the child was attached to the parent. The next scenario I want to show you is when the child is replaced by a new unit. I've already removed the child that was replaced. You will hit the radio button next to the unit that you want to install, and you will hit Create and Attach Inventory. This will bring up the Create Inventory screen. You will update the information. You will hit OK. And here it is showing that the unit that you created has been attached to the parent. You will now print out a new assembly bill of material. I've highlighted in green the two units that we replaced. Here is what the work packages currently look like on this unit. The active work packages are okay. Once again, we are only concerned with the in-work packages, which there are none for this unit. We are now going to take a look at receiving and exchange orders. The work instruction to be used for this is 076. Now we're going to receive in an anti-skid control unit. Part number and serial number is above. It has been in the PSA system before, and as you can see, it does have an open work package against it. Here is the receiving screen. I've already filled in the information that needs to be completed. Next, I will hit OK. Since the anti-skid control unit is not an item that needs RII inspection, the system will make the unit serviceable. As you can see now, there are no open work packages. The system is set up to automatically close that work package since it's coming back to us on an exchange order as serviceable. This is the exchange order details screen for the item we just received in. I've highlighted in green the inventory receipts. The -1 is no longer on the received quantity, so the invoice may be paid. Now we are going to take a look at receiving an exchange order that the same serial number we shipped out is being returned to us. Since we know how to receive in an exchange order, I am not going to show you the receiving screen. I did want to point out though, since we received the same serial number that we shipped out, it still has an open work package against it. You can also see that there is no work location. When this happens, get in touch with the CRA group and have them assign a work location to the work package. If not, you will receive this error when you close the work package. Now, as you can see, a work location has been assigned to the work package. You can follow the steps to close the work package, and you can now see that it is closed. And here is a screenshot of the unit now showing the condition of serviceable. Now we're going to take a look at receiving an exchange order against a tracked part that would have tasks that would need to be updated. Once again, I am not going to go through the receiving steps since we know how to do that. This unit did have an open work package against it, but because we received it back against an exchange order, the work package has been closed. However, even though the work package has been closed, the tasks have not been updated. You will hit the radio button next to the task that you want to complete. You will then hit the package and complete button. The complete task screen will come up. You will more than likely have to change the repair location. It would probably show a dock location. You would need to change that to one of your local repair shops, as pictured here. Then hit OK. Here's a screenshot of the task that had been updated. Because the task was packaged and completed at the local repair shop, the unit was automatically made serviceable. You will need to go into the inventory details screen and hit Mark as Inspection Required. This is the Mark as Inspection Required screen. Put a note in there, something like what I have on here. It says unit was made serviceable when task was packaged and completed. And then hit OK. And here's a screenshot of the unit showing inspection required. We are now going to take a look at scrap at vendor, batch reparables. Work instruction you'd use is 068. At times, the CRA group will scrap an item at a vendor instead of it being returned to a PSA stores location. Stores will be notified via email from the CRAs requesting the unit to be inspected as unserviceable. The email should state where the unit should be showing DOC or USSTG after being inspected. The CRA group will receive the unit in against the purchase order, and they will send an email requesting the item to be inspected as unserviceable. Stores will close the work package as unserviceable and then will inspect the unit as unserviceable. The CRA group will scrap the unit after stores has done their part. Stores should not scrap any scrap at vendor part. I have received in the batch repairable. Next, you would go to the RO details screen and you would click on the incoming batch number. Remember, for batch repairable parts, the system assigns a new batch number to the unit coming back in. You will click on Inspect as Serviceable, and then you will get this warning that says that there's an open work package against the unit that was sent out. You will click on that work package. When you click on the work package, it will bring you to the work package details screen. As you can see, the yellow bar is already across that says work package is ready to close. So you will click on the complete work package as unserviceable button. After completing the work package as unserviceable, it will bring you up to the Inspect as Serviceable screen, you need to click Cancel on this screen. It will take you back to the Inventory Details screen. You will hit Inspect as Unserviceable, and it will bring up the Inspect as Unserviceable screen. There you'll enter your release number, release date, release remarks and notes, which I have entered Scrapped at Vendor, and you will hit OK. The unit will now show as repaired required. This is the RO details page. The -1 is now gone, and the invoice can be paid. The final thing we're going to look at is Scrap at Vendor for tracked or serialized parts. You would use the same work instruction. Since you know how to receive in a tracked or serialized part, I am not going to show you that. Here is the open work package for this unit. And I will not be showing you how to close the work package since we have done that. But you would close it as unserviceable. You would then hit the Inspect as Unserviceable button. Same as the batch repairable part. This is the Inspect as Unserviceable screen. You would put in your release number and release date, your release remarks and notes, which would be Scrap at Vendor, and the reason you could also put scrapped. You would then hit OK. And once again, here's the RO details page showing you that the -1 is gone under the received quantity and the invoice can be paid. And this is it for receiving super user training. If you have any questions, you can email me or give me a call.